Welcome back to the Tom and Julia podcast, where we learn, grow, and figure out life one conversation at a time.
Today, we're talking about something nobody teaches you in school, but it's becoming more important every year. Why knowing a little bit of everything can make your life so much better.
You don't need to be an expert at everything, but being dangerously good at a little bit of everything, that's a superpower.
Here's the thing, our generation isn't living in the 1980s anymore. Back then, you could learn one skill, do one job, and stay there for 30 years. But today, everything changes faster than your phone updates.
Exactly. One app update can replace your entire job. AI can write, edit, design, translate, brainstorm. So what keeps us valuable? Not being perfect, but being adaptable.
See, specialists go deep in one area. This is great. But generalists? They can jump from problem to problem without feeling stuck. They know a bit of psychology, a bit of tech, a bit of English, a bit of communication, so they can connect ideas in ways specialists often can't.
And this is super important. The person who connects ideas becomes more valuable than the person who only knows one idea.
Think of it this way. Life is like a puzzle. A specialist is amazing at finishing one piece. A generalist knows how the whole picture fits together.
That's why companies love people who say, I don't know everything, but I can learn fast. Because today's world rewards speed, not just knowledge.
And honestly, being a generalist makes life more fun. You feel more creative, more confident, more flexible. You're not scared when something new appears because your mind is trained to explore, not panic. Let me give you a real example. When we started this podcast, I didn't know anything about microphones or sound waves, but I learned just enough to not break the equipment.
And then a little more to remove background noise. And then a little more to make our voices sound warmer. Tiny steps. Not a full audio engineering course, just small pieces.
And over time, that little bit turned into a skill that saves us money, time, and stress today.
Same with me. I never studied marketing, but I learned a little bit about titles, a little bit about thumbnails, a little bit of storytelling, a little bit about pacing, and a little bit about analytics. Each one was tiny, but together, it's the whole engine that makes this podcast grow.
And we see this everywhere in life. A tiny bit of English, suddenly you can watch tutorials from people in the US or the UK. A tiny bit of design, suddenly your CV looks better than everyone else's. A tiny bit of psychology, suddenly you understand why people act the way they do. A tiny bit of finance, suddenly you stop wasting money.
Every small skill becomes a tool, and when you have enough tools, you stop waiting for other people to save you. You become someone who can fix problems instead of avoiding them.
And the funny part? People always think we have everything figured out. But the truth is, we're just two people who know a tiny bit about a lot of things. And we use those tiny bits really well.
And that's the power of being a generalist. You don't need mastery, you just need momentum. School teaches us that we must pick one thing and stick to it forever. But that's old advice.
The new world needs people who can think, adapt, combine skills, create new solutions.
Specialists go deep, generalists go wide. But the people who win? They're the ones who can go deep enough in many areas.
Not a master, not a beginner, just dangerously good at enough things.
You know what I love most about being a know-a-little person? Life becomes lighter. Not easier, but lighter. You stop feeling overwhelmed by every problem because your brain says, I think I've seen something like this before.
Yes, it's like having a huge toolbox. Even if you only know how to use each tool a little, you feel more capable. Your laptop breaks? You know a little bit about troubleshooting. You need a presentation? You know a little bit about design. Someone argues with you? You know a little bit about communication and emotional control.
And suddenly, problems don't feel like monsters anymore. They feel like puzzles. puzzles you can solve piece by piece.
There's also something very freeing about it. You stop waiting for the perfect moment or perfect knowledge. You just take action with what you have, because what you have is already enough to start.
And honestly, being good at many small things is often more useful than being perfect at one big thing, especially in modern life.
Exactly. The person who knows a little bit about everything can move faster, communicate better, and adapt quicker. It's not about being impressive, it's about being independent.
And independence makes life so much easier because you're not stuck waiting for help. You become your own first solution.
So let's talk about the practical side. How do you become a know-a-little person? How do you build this generalist mindset without feeling overwhelmed?
I'll give you the simplest rule I know. Follow your curiosity for 10 minutes a day. That's it. 10 minutes. Not a course, not a program, not a big plan, just tiny curiosity sessions.
Yes, if something interests you today, Google it, watch a short video, read a quick article, learn one small thing. That's how you stack micro skills.
And please, don't underestimate small skills. The world is built by tiny skills combined together. Cooking? That's 20 small skills. Editing videos? 50 small skills. Speaking English? Hundreds of tiny patterns, tiny habits, tiny moments of listening.
You know what helps too? Say yes more often. Say yes to learning how to use a new app. Say yes to helping a friend with a project. Say yes to trying something uncomfortable. Every yes adds a new thread to your skill web.
Here's another tip. Don't try to master things. Try to understand the basics. Basics are powerful. Basics get you 80% of the results with 20% of the time.
And last one, be playful. This is so underrated. Learning small skills works best when you treat life like an experiment. Try things, break things, fix things, laugh when they don't work. Try again.
Because the moment you stop feeling pressure to be perfect, you start learning way faster.
And you slowly turn into that person who surprises everyone. The person who always seems to know something helpful. The person who can jump into any conversation. The person who adapts, learns fast, and moves confidently through life.
Not because you're a genius, but because you know a little about a lot. And that is more powerful than people think.
All right. If there's one thing we hope you take away from today's episode, it's this. You don't need to be an expert to live a powerful life. You just need to stay curious. Just a little bit curious every single day.
Yeah, imagine yourself 1 year from now, learning just one tiny thing a day. Not a big transformation, not a crazy routine, just small steps. You'd be a completely different person. More capable, calmer, more confident, more adaptable.
So here's our challenge for you, the Know a Little Challenge. For the next 7 days, learn one tiny thing every day. Just one. It can be anything. A new English phrase, how interest rates work, how to use a new app, a shortcut on your laptop, a communication tip, a psychological insight, a bit of vocabulary for your job. Anything that makes your brain say, "Oh, interesting."
And don't just learn it, use it. Apply it somewhere in your day. Tell a friend, write it down, try it in a conversation. Tiny skills only grow when you use them, not when you keep them in your head.
And listen, we're cheering for you. We know life gets busy. We know it's easier to do nothing. But if you're here, listening to this, it means you want to grow, even if just a little. And that little is enough to begin.
Before we wrap up, we just want to say thank you for spending your time with us today. It means more than you know.
And if you enjoyed this episode, give us a like, leave a review, or share this podcast with someone who needs a little push today. Maybe a friend who's been feeling stuck, or someone who needs a reminder that they already have enough to start.
And of course, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's episode. We've got something special coming. Trust me.
All right, everyone. Take care, stay curious, and keep learning just a little every day.
See you next time.